Well, good evening, boys and girls, and welcome to a fabulous night in London. You know, it's raining outside and we are just getting past our post-Christmas, turkeys. Today is the third episode of In Conversation with Gustav, where I speak to people that I find interesting and who I believe will benefit my life as well as your life. And today I'm joined by the amazing Isobel Kershaw. She is a stylist to the stars. She's got her own company, and we are going to talk about how your wardrobe can actually bring you confidence, and how wearing clothes is so much more than just putting something on your back, and how that can really transform your life. So Isobel, welcome, and thank you for being on my pink chairs.
Well, I got the memo. We didn't even know, but we're doing black leather and green.
Yes, and it works. It works.
Zoning in.
So Isobel, so we've known each other, what, 7 years, 8 years?
Even more. I don't know.
It's been a while, and we've done. I think when we first met, was it at a Reese event?
Yes,
I think
that's true. Yeah.
And so tell us about, obviously we've had, for the people at home, Isobel's piece has just gone on the newsletter, so we'll touch base on these things. So let's start on the deep end. How do you see clothes affecting our confidence, and how can we make that work for us to a better?
Yeah, I think it's the non-verbal communication that people don't realise or recognise or have any awareness of. And I was trying to think about, where did I get this from? And when I was young, I was painfully shy. And so my non-verbal communication was very, very strong. And so I think with people who are quite confident, quite happy, quite content, they might not zone in to making sure that their non-verbal communication speaks volumes.
Right.
And I teach people, I inspire people to think about how they dress in terms of who they're client-facing, who they're seeing today, how they want to feel. I had a young girl, and she said she was at university, and she said, "So what do you think about putting on first? Do you think about putting on trousers or whatever it is at your top?" I said, "It doesn't start with that. It starts how you feel in the morning, who you're seeing, what you want to project, and almost like the life that you want to aspire to live."
Right, okay.
It's so powerful.
You see, it's interesting you say that, because since I've had the salon, in my previous life, we were quite restricted to what we were allowed to wear. And obviously, in our salon, we give people guidelines. But since I've stepped into this, with the staff, I encourage people to be individuals. And it's quite nice to see how clothing does play a role in that. Because when you walk in and you see somebody, you can spot who you want in your life almost, and it's by what they wear. I know from my personal experiences, in the morning when I stand in front of my wardrobe and I decide what I want to wear, there's certain days, certain things speak to me, and I think today I want to have just a calm day. Today I want to really shout, and most days I want to shout. So
Absolutely.
Fabulous all the time, but I do think it plays a massive role.
Massive part, and people don't tune into it. And sometimes, when I do people's wardrobes and I ask about their personalities, they sound confident, outgoing, funny. When we look at their wardrobes, I say, your wardrobe looks as though you're depressed. You want to give up on life. It's grey, it's bland, and it's blank canvassing. And the thing is with life, if you think about when you uniformise yourself, which is in the salon you do, you wear black, it means that when you uniformise yourself, you don't stand out as an individual. And we uniformise ourselves, that's my word, at school, and then at university, and then we start to have to, conform to dress codes at work. And as mums, we uniformise ourselves because we just put on a uniform. And it's about grasping your individuality. Think about your personality and project that to the world. Sometimes we think, I don't feel great, I'm going to wear black. But use colour actually to be the mood lifter. We're wearing green today. And that speaks sort of calm power. It's nature. We want to look fresh. And it's a beautiful colour to wear. Yeah. It's non-threatening, unlike the red. If we're wearing red, and we have done, that means absolute power, a little bit sexy. We want to be seen. It's a little bit daring, but yeah.
But it's I definitely, it's. I think speaking about colour and how colour, I always think, when I look in the streets in London, I think in wintertime everybody is black, and especially now driving. When you drive past a pedestrian crossing, and it's very difficult to see people, especially when it gets darker, because everybody is wearing black. Well, I always say to people, wear colour in winter because it's already grey and miserable outside. When your wardrobe reflects the weather, I think it is depressing, and I think we need that lift to lift our personality and mood.
And I think some of us look to other things other than our wardrobes to lift our mood, which might be temporary, but we forget the power of the wardrobe. I always say to people, don't get a second chance to make a first impression, but also if you're walking around, you're a 24/7 advert of yourself and your brand, and we're, especially with things like Instagram, we are branding ourselves personally more than we've ever done before.
Well, we all, Instagram is the ultimate branding, isn't it? Because even if your account's private, you are publishing yourself out there to the world to see. Or if you've got 100 followers, you're publishing to those 100 followers to see. So it's not something like in the olden days. You had a photo album, and when your friends come to visit, they'll go through your photo album. This is where this is very public.
So we are very out there, and anybody can Google you now, and just loads of images come up. Some things about Instagram are a little bit smoke and mirrors, but I always say, dress for the life that you want. Always be aspirational, always look up and think, who do I want to be today? And sometimes, when life is a little bit depressing, January is not great, is it? I can't say January. I'd rather be in Barbados at this point. But, because we all go grey, and sometimes I actually go very black. My bottom half is black, but make sure it's structured, it's sexy. I'm wearing my squeaky paper leather dress
which
to
I
feel
want.
a little bit sexy and thigh highs, and it just is giving me a feeling of feeling structured, feeling a bit sexy, because we've got to have all those mood enhancers, which we don't get from chocolate. I might get a little bit from champagne, but get it from your wardrobe. Make your wardrobe work for you harder, so every time you buy something, it doesn't just cover you and it's not comfy.
Yeah.
It makes you feel fabulous.
Well, one of the things, so Sunday for me is my lounge day. And admittedly, I ventured out for the first time ever in my life, besides going to the gym with a tracksuit bottom the other day, and it was just quickly to the corner shop to buy something. And if you've been in a tracksuit all day, it's just, you feel comfy and loungy and slouchy and all of those things. But it's not... it doesn't lift the mood. Where, when I walk in the street, I make a point of it every day to, when I walk past people, to say to somebody, obviously I need to like it, but I love your boots. And to see that response you get from someone, a random stranger, and I definitely can say this, hands up, I'm a complete attention whore, so I dress because I want attention. I wore these harem trousers the other day, and a man said to me, why do you wear that? I said to him, so that you can ask me. Because that for me is what, and I know everybody doesn't want to be seen, but everybody wants to feel good. And I think that, relates really well with what you're saying about, dress, the non-verbal communication.
And I think some people get a little bit scared about, people might look at me. Well,
great.
So what?
Yes.
Set yourself free from worrying about what somebody look at you. If they look at you, they're drinking in the inspirational look that you're doing. It actually energizes other people. If I wear colour, people are like, wow.
Because you stand out from the crowd.
But you also energise other people. Yellow is one of the best colours to wear to make everybody around you feel happy. I love wearing yellow. As soon as I wear it, everybody literally smiles. I remember wearing red shoes around London the other day. Even the guy selling the big issue said, "Man, I love your shoes." Thank you very much.
And this is, because a lot of people will say, on the other hand, we want to be, we don't want that type of attention. But I have never met somebody that sat in my chair, and I see a lot of people who has not liked a compliment. So
that's true.
Yes. So everybody wants to feel like we look good, you feel good. And, and like you said, everybody doesn't need to necessarily dress the way that I do, with boobs out and all of these things. But when you put colour cleverly together, because if I look at you today, you look super stylish and you look very well put together and it's confident, but it's not dull, but it's very classic tones. So you don't need to wear, fat and clash or these things to make a statement or to feel that confidence.
No, and you don't. There are certain tips that I say to people to feel confident. First of all, don't wear one neutral and a colour, wear two neutrals and a colour. So I've got the black. I've actually got black, which is interesting texture, white, which has got this texture on it, and then my pop of colour here, and then a little bit of a metallic. So just by adding two neutrals with a pop of colour.
So what would you classify as neutrals? What, black, white?
Black, white, yeah, grey, navy, beige,
right.
All of those.
Beige, I hate that word.
Beige. So those, and cream, and they are neutral. So when you neutralise yourself, nobody sees you. So if you look around a room, your eye is the strongest sense, in a sense, for that. It will go so good, and then if they see the green, they go pop, and they register the green. And this is what I call colder colour. I'm not an English consultant, but when you go into the oranges and the reds and the pinks, they pop as well in a different way. And yes, it gets you noticed, but I think once you don't worry about being noticed, it sets you free to project your personality. Life is too short to wear dull clothes and boring clothes.
Definitely.
It's just like, stop buying them, but I wish the designers would stop designing them.
Yeah.
It's just like, stop. We need framers, but we need a focal point. It's what the outfit looks like rather than just the one piece.
So would you then say people should have almost like a multiple wardrobe, like this for that and something for something else?
Well, absolutely. I think, first of all, you're multifaceted in your personality. Not that you're schizophrenic.
Well, a little bit. Depends which time of the day. And if you ask Steve, Steve will probably say I am.
Yes, exactly. So you think, sometimes you might feel sexy, you want to have a sexy look because you're going out in the evening. You might be going for a walk in the park, so you want to look edgy and cool, but, practical. There are different elements to your lifestyle. So every time I style somebody, I think about their body shape, lifestyle and budget.
Right.
And everything, I could put something on somebody saying, you look great in that, I don't know where you're going in it. So styling, when I say to people, I don't go shopping with you, I'm styling you, I'm rebranding you, I'm bringing out your personality through the art of successful dressing. And that's completely different to just shopping with somebody.
Right. Because I think, it is one thing you just said about where are you going. I think it's one of my girlfriends, I won't say her name because I think she'll be dead embarrassed and I'll be dead embarrassed. But I know Uggs are a thing. And I know people love them. Just for the record, I absolutely hate them. I think they are really ugly and they make your feet look like you've got elephant feet. In your home, they're not sexy. And that's, the thing that I always think you don't need to be just in high heels to be sexy. You can wear a beautiful Gucci train or whatever and be sexy. But it is knowing where you're going to. So if you go for a dog walk, yes, wear your comfortable shoes, but there's definitely know where you're going to and dress accordingly.
Dress accordingly, and don't let your footwear kill off the rest of the look because you've got these hideous, ugly things on the bottom. I mean, because I have to make sure obviously people can walk. I am a fashion stylist as well, but in terms of personal styling, you've got to have the practicalities of each element. So I would love to put everybody in heels because I don't wear flats. But that's not going to happen. So you've got to make sure the shoe, even whether it's flat, the trainer, whatever it is, complements the rest of the outfit.
Of course. And I think in women's fashion especially, so I love a heel. I've got my own little heel wardrobe at home with thigh highs. I think heels are super, super sexy. And I think, if we all could wear them every day, we should. Because I just think, it makes the bum looks good, the size, the calves, everything. But I do quite like the fact that there's, nowadays when you look at females wearing like the long floaty skirt, like one of my clients in Weybridge, she wears, and actually she was styled by you, but she's got this leopard print floaty skirt and she wears them with this slightly off-whitey not trainer like gym trainer, like like a proper style trainer, and with like a silk kind of top thing, just like a sling, like straps.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks, I love that look,
Yeah.
because it's casual, but yet it gives a bit of an edge to it, which I really love.
Everything has to have an edge. I mean, people think that stylists will almost dress them in their Sunday best for an occasion. I love showing people how to do casual that looks good, rather than casual that looks, it's doing no sweatshirt and jeans.
But you did in lockdown, you did a sweatshirt kind of challenge where I can't remember, it was a yellow sweatshirt where you kind of tucked it in and molded it. So even though it was oversized,
exactly.
it still kind of gave you shape
and style. I think when people dress in the morning, it's making any outfit look put together and thrown on as if you're just covering your body. So it's just a little bit more of a thought process. But then once you know how to do it, it becomes effortless. So you know that it's just a discipline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So what kind of is your, besides things like that, when somebody wants to like use your services to help them, how would you guide them, as now come to our audience watching this, to where should they start, what should they be thinking of, what will be would it be a wardrobe cleanse, where would they go, in what direction, how?
Yes, I think everybody should invest in their personal branding and get their wardrobe sorted out, because that mood enhancing element is undervalued in a sense. It's always best to do a wardrobe before you do the styling session. But
Just quickly explain, what is a wardrobe?
What is a wardrobe? Yes, I don't come into your home and say, oh my goodness, why the hell did you buy that? We talk through everything in terms of tick box system, saying where are you wearing it, is it outdated, does it work for your body shape, is the colour right? We have probably 3 piles: the charity, the alterations, and the great pieces that go back in the wardrobe. And then the shopping list starts to build of the key pieces that will make this wardrobe work for you. We also have an A wardrobe, and I put things into a B wardrobe, which is more practical. And what everybody wants, and what I like to achieve with everybody, is this beautiful wardrobe, which is like opening your own boutique, that you can just pull pieces effortlessly. I mean, I only have half an hour to get ready in the morning, and I've got to look like a stylist. So it's not spending hours deciding what you're going to wear. Your wardrobe has to work for you. Most people can't see the wood for the trees because they have tons of items in there that they don't actually wear. We archive them, we alter them, we send them to charity, we store them. There's lots of process, and then at the end of it you'll feel cathartic, you'll feel focused, you'll feel organised, and it's just a fabulous experience.
Because I've got clients who, Isobel, you have done this for, and I think it's interesting listening to them, getting their feedback, because their confidence has instantly increased.
Oh, good.
Because what I like about it is when I listen to them speak and they say, you've given them something that they would never have thought to have worn, or how to have worn it with something else.
Exactly, yes, that's the thing I didn't mention actually, is using their wardrobe, I'll put together different looks, and I think, oh my goodness, I would never have put that together. And we take photographs, and so we make sure every item works so well, and I show them how to dress up, dress down, make it more versatile through seasons. And then something, maybe that outfit needs to be pulled together because you need a white blazer to go with it.
Right.
And so that's a key essential in a wardrobe, which means that their existing wardrobe can work better if they have those key framers or those key essentials, classics, basics.
Because I guess once you have a jacket or a blazer, the things that you wear underneath it, the different colours, that obviously gives you a whole new look. And if you have a white blazer or black blazer, whatever focused colours you wear underneath, that will come back to what we spoke about earlier. What do you want to project? Is it confidence? Is it calm? And that's actually something else I wanted to touch with. So earlier on you mentioned green is a sense of calm, yellow is a sense of happy, red is confidence.
Colour, yeah.
And what other kind of things, just like if people go into the workplace, what colour should you go for and which colour should you avoid unless you go into a certain situation?
But I think in the workplace, everybody sticks to neutrals, and especially women, they want to make themselves look a bit too androgynous and shapeless. I think create the shape, create the strong shoulder. With men, I'm always creating the shoulder line and making sure the fitting cut works through their chest area. They want to look powerful, they want to have presence, so that when you walk into a room and leave it, people remember you. With women, it depends on their body shape. They just must make sure that their focal point is up around their face, so that people are concentrating on what they're doing or what they're saying rather than what they're looking at.
So not a bikini.
Exactly. And not
eyes here, not here.
Exactly. I've never had that problem, but the women who've got the bit of the boob, you don't want everybody focusing down there, which women do have a problem with. So it's bringing the neckline up, and the scarf up here, focal points up here, so eyes here, and I mean business and I talk to you. I always say avoid the reds, orange and pinks.
Right. Is it because pink is too girly?
Exactly. Pink is too soft. Don't do that if you want to have presence, especially in more of a man's world. You want to be taken seriously. This is slightly too bright, so I would call this a creative. It's called Kermit Green. It's been very strong for the season. Go slightly duller, but come off the neutral. So go into a khaki, which gives you a little bit more gravitas. With navy, come off the neutral and go into more of a cobalt blue. They're very strong. Yeah. Jewel
also much better for the skin tone.
Really good for the skin tones. And then if you want to give a little bit of essence of personality, for the guys obviously go with the ties and the socks, with a little bit of personality. That's what you want to project. Why am I different? Don't uniform-wise, you need to stand out.
So with the socks, so this is definitely something I've obviously seen a lot of gentlemen in the tube, and then I see them wearing the pop sock, and I have tried it, and every time I put it on I think, oh my god, I look weird.
Which sock?
So like a pop's like a colour, I call it a pop sock because there's like a pop of colour that comes underneath, and sometimes they work. Most of the men, it's either like a berry purple or a red type of red, not red, but like that kind of colour that they wear with the suits. How do you choose something? Because when I look at them, I think, oh my god, it looks odd.
It's odd. Well,
when I look at them, I think it's lovely. When I put it on myself, I think it's odd.
Yeah, you've got to get the sock that projects your personality. Like the happy sock.
Yes, I want
happy socks.
Flamingos,
exactly.
Unicorns.
Yeah. I mean, there are so many. I think first the starting point is who am I? What do I want to project? And some people want to project confidence before they've got it. There's a bit of act as you become. Other people want to show a bit of personality, so they know the sock that works for them, as in the tie. But the other thing also is status. So for the women, it's the bag. So if you're going to work with high street for the outfit, always invest in the bag.
Right.
Because the bag will speak volumes again. And for the guys, it's the watch and the shoe.
Right.
The watch comes first. So you've got to think of your investment pieces against your high street pieces, against your personality pieces. Because you don't want to be all singing and dancing. You don't want to look like one of those mad cat art teachers.
Right.
You know what I mean? Slightly odd, with too many colours going on. You want it to be a calm look where the focal point hits for you where you want it to hit.
Right. Okay.
And it's in different places,
yeah,
wherever you're going. If you're standing up at a do, it doesn't matter that you've got coloured shoes on. But if you're going to a board meeting, you don't want the coloured shoe to be at the bottom. You want to maybe be a beautiful and a scarf around your neckline. It just gives a finish to your look.
Because we were sitting at a dinner party with you one day, and you said something which I found very interesting, and said, a lot of people wear, when they go to a dinner party, they wear neutral at the top, and then they'll wear quite a flamboyant skirt or whatever, but when you sit at the table, obviously the table hits you here, so whatever you see is dull,
off, isn't it? Yes.
And the fabulousness is hidden, so wear the fabulous here where you can see it, like with whatever that entails. And I've always thought about that, because when I dress, I prefer having neutral here and quite a lot happening here.
Velocity there.
Extra fabulous. And but it is, that's always something that I think about, when you go to a dinner party, how do you, when you sit at the table, how would you be seen?
Yeah, and I think, everybody wants to get back out dating and all those things. Whatever you're trying to do in life, it's about getting the outfit right to get the success that you want. And people forget that. I say style, confidence, success. And
style, confidence, success.
Yeah.
Right.
Style isn't about fashion. Style is about creating your brand through the art of successful dressing. And once you get that right, trust me, it opens doors to success, to positivity, to attracting the right people.
I can
and of
see
course
that.
You can't do that without a stylist.
That is very true.
Without a professional stylist.
But I think, first of all, I want to thank all of you for watching us tonight, and I want to thank Isobel for coming in and sharing something that I think is so important to everybody in our lives. Like Miranda Priestley said, in The Devil Wears Prada, fashion, colour, style has been chosen for us by people in the fashion industry, and it's followed through, and it affects all of us, not just people in the fashion world, businessmen, but all of us. So I want to thank you for giving your time and sharing this with us. And if you guys want to know anything more about Isobel, we will tag her in our post, and also find her in the newsletter. Her business is on there, her website. And if you need anything from us, just give us a shout. Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you.